Where did you?
Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. This is Venetia Alexander Marshall. Welcome. For those of you that are new to my channel, welcome as well. And don't forget, hit the subscribe button at the bottom and make sure you're clicking the bell so when I'm uploading on YouTube, you are notified. Day 5. I'm doing good so far. So if you are just joining me, I am doing 7 days of makeup looks for the Christmas holidays. Kind of like my substitute for Vlogmas, because I'm not doing a Vlogmas. So what I'm doing is I'm bringing you 7 days of makeup looks using one brand. So let's go back. If you have not seen my other videos, I will link them in the cards above and in the bottom of the description box. So for the first day, I featured the L'Oreal Age Perfect collection. Day 2, I featured Juvia's Place. Day 3, I featured Covergirl. And day 4, I featured NYX. So now we're on day 5. Day 5, day 5, day 5. So who are we featuring today? E.L.F. You thought I was going to leave E.L.F. out? No, I'm not going to leave E.L.F. So if you're new to my channel, E.L.F. is by far one of my top 2 favorite drugstore brands. I absolutely love E.L.F. So I'm actually looking at everything I have here. I only have one item that's not E.L.F. Everything else is E.L.F. So we're going to do a E.L.F. makeup look. So let's go ahead and get started. As always, I have my handy dandy mirror with me. So let's get started with primer. So for primer, I am going to start with the E.L.F. What is this? This is the Hydrating Face Primer. So I'm going to start with this today. So I'm going to start with that. The other face primer is my absolute favorite. So if you're not familiar with this primer, it's more of a silicone based primer. Alright, so we're going to put that all over, and as always, my skin is very clean, very thoroughly cleansed. Alright, we're going to get that on, and then we're going to go ahead and blend that into the skin. I actually have a couple of places to go today. Plus, I have been fulfilling orders for VAM Cosmetics. So if you're new to my channel, thank you so much for placing an order with VAM Cosmetics. I have been placing orders, y'all. Alright, so we're going to get that into the skin. I'm going to blend that. Alright, so this is a very hydrating face primer. As you can see, leaves a glow to the skin. Very nice glow. Here we go. So for foundation, I don't really pick this foundation up a lot, but when I do wear this foundation, it's a very good foundation and very affordable. So this is the E.L.F. Flawless Foundation. Here it is. The shade I have is Cinnamon. So I'm going to go with that today. This foundation, I believe, is $6. Only thing about this is the pump is kind of, I don't care for the pump. Even this is actually my second bottle. So it's a little lighter on me, but I can perfect it. There we go. So we got that into the skin. Not into the skin, got it on the skin rather. I don't do too much of this foundation because, like I said, it is a little lighter. So I am going to blend it with my E.L.F. sponge. So as you can see, it is a little lighter. Then I am going to tone the lightness down. And I'm not going to do a complete full amount, or try not to, of this foundation. And it's got a little bit of a smell to it too. So if you haven't picked up this foundation, try it out. And this is a very good foundation. And when I do wear it, it is a nice lasting foundation. Okay. Yeah, definitely light because as you can see. But I'm going to tone it down because the concealer is more, a little more warm tone, so it'll tone it down some. There we go. So we got that into the skin. All right, and we're going to drag some of that down. There we go. All right, so next we're going to go in with concealer. So for concealer today, I am going in with the E.L.F. Hydrating Camo Concealer. So the shade I have is Deep Chestnut. It is a little warm tone for me, but with this lightness I have going on with the foundation, I can tone it down. So exactly what I'm going to do, I'm going to tone it down. And this is a very full coverage concealer. I do have the original concealer in Deep Olive. That is very olivey. I'm not going to do... I'm putting it in my regular areas, but it's more to try to balance out the color, the shade rather. I'm not doing no... not trying to reverse contour today. But I am going to take some of that concealer and put it over my eyes to form as my eyeshadow base. And basically what I'm doing this time is I'm kind of dragging it all over and kind of blending it in with the foundation. And it's going to give me more of an even tone. I initially was not a fan of this concealer. I will admit that. But when I do wear this concealer with this foundation, it does end up helping out with combining the two together. So that's why I don't really worry about reverse contouring or brightening under my eyes or anything like that. I don't really worry about that. With this, I'm more into making sure that all the tones are equal. And as you can see, it's starting to balance me out. Alright, so we got that blended into the skin. As you can see, got it blended into the skin really, really well. So next, for those of you that are new to my channel, I do set my face twice. So for the first setting powder, I'm using the E.L.F. Make Me Matte Setting Powder. I'm going to use that. I'm going in with a light dusting of it because it's very, very white. So I'm going with a light covering of this. It's supposed to be more of a correct foundation corrector. I use it as setting powder. Yeah, I'm trying, you can't see me, but I'm trying to flick it off and I'm not trying to use as much. All right, so we got that into the skin. And I don't let this sit for no more than 60 seconds. All right. So now I'm going to take my brush. My son is being loud. And I'm going to sweep this off my face. There we go. All right. All right, so for my second setting powder, I've been bringing this all week. So you shouldn't be a stranger to it by now in this series. This is the Covergirl Clean Professional Setting Powder in Translucent Honey. So I'm going to go in with that. So I'm just going to tap some on, and I'm going to take off the excess. Tap off excess. All right, and put some of that powder over my eyelid to set my eye. All right, so we got that all over the skin, mixed very, very well, blended very, very well, I should say. All right, so next is bronzer. I recently picked this bronzer up, and so far I've really been a fan of this bronzer. I really, really like it. So we're gonna stick with E.L.F. This is their bronzer. Here it is. So we're gonna go with that today. Yeah, my husband got his towel over there. Yeah, they're just. That's all right. See, when we redo this house starting next month, he might have nothing up here. So I'm just gonna take that, and this is a very deep shade, and this bronzer is so good. I really do like this bronzer. Now the other bronzer, the Primer Infused bronzer, at the moment, thought I was gonna put it on my Poshmark. I haven't decided yet. I still may end up putting it on my Poshmark when I do my big declutter. So I still may end up putting it on my Poshmark. If you check my Poshmark out, I do have some other E.L.F. products. And a lot of it is because I just don't use it. So it needs a home. I don't use them. And they're pretty much new. May have used it maybe once or twice, and then I went, never mind. All right, so next is blush. I love this blush. This is from E.L.F. This is their Primer Infused blush. I love this blush. This, if you have not tried any of their blushes, you're missing out. This is a very good blush. You just need a little bit, because with this blush, you go over with this blush. And look at how much pigment this blush picks up. It picks up a lot of color. Alright, so we're going to do this little, I have to be careful. And then this does have some sheen to it. It has a little glitter in it. It has a little sheen. But again, you do too much, you're going to look crazy. Okay, let me even it out on this cheek. I did too much. All right. There we go. All right, so next is eyeshadow. I have several eyeshadow palettes from E.L.F. So I kind of had to decide which palette I was going to go with. So I decided to go with a palette I haven't used in a while. I have the little bite-sized palettes. So I decided not to go with the bite-sized palette. So instead, I'm moving some of my brushes over. I know it. I always drop stuff. So I decided to go back. I'm going to use my E.L.F. The New Classics eyeshadow palette. As you can see, I have been using it. So I'm going in with my New Classics eyeshadow palette. Let's see what I'm going to go with today. Alright, so in the crease, let's go with the shade. Alright, we're going to go with the shade Muse, which is this shade right here. We're going to go with the shade Muse. So I'm going to go with that today. And this is a pretty pigmented eyeshadow palette. Alright, so let's go with that today. Yes, and look at that color. Now for the eyeshadow palettes I do use a lot of, they're not on my Poshmark. That's one of them. It's not on my Poshmark because I do use it. My Opposites Attract eyeshadow palette, that's not on my Poshmark. I use that palette. Now some other palettes I do have on there, like the hot chocolate palette. I do have that on there. I've only worn that palette maybe once or twice. I haven't worn it since. And I think they're having a sale on that palette on E.L.F's website. You hear my son with that music. He's supposed to be doing his schoolwork. He was in his typing class earlier. All right. So for the lid, let's see. For the lid, I think I'm going to go. I've been doing a couple of our matte shades, so we're going to go back to the shimmer. I think I'm going to use Rose Gold, which is this shimmer right here. So I'm going to go with that shade right here, Rose Gold. I got a divot in this one. Oh my goodness. I got a hole. I got a hole in this one. I want to show you how I've been using that. All right. And look at the color pay off. Look at there. Yes, yes, yes. So now I'm going to go back with this brush and I'm going to blend the two together. Make it more sharp. Make it look good. Blended. Alright, so we got that blended really well. Alright, so next I'm going to set my face. No, I told y'all, I done said this before, don't make the mistake I did. Put your mascara on and set your face, and then your mascara go running down your face, and then you have to start your makeup over. Don't do that. Don't do that, Jesus. So for setting spray, I'm going to use the E.L.F. Dewey setting mist. So I'm going to go in with this today. I don't use this very often. I'm going to use the rest of it because it's got extremely strong coconut scent. And the sprayer is a little intense for my liking. It's a little intense. But I have noticed they did change the packaging on it, so I don't know. I still doubt if I get it. Alright, so for mascara, I'm going in with my E.L.F. Volumizing Mascara. So I'm going in with E.L.F. So you're new to my channel, I'm not a false lash girl. All right, so last but not least, lip. So I'm going to go with the E.L.F. Duo lip. It looks like this. So it's a lipstick that looks like that. It has two shades. So if you lift up this, it has this more redder shade, and then if you go on the other side, it has more of a darker shade. I think I'm gonna go with this darker shade today. Either way, it's Christmassy. I'm gonna go with that today. Oh yeah. Definite Christmas. Very Christmassy. And then you can leave it like this and then that'll be it. But I think I'm going to top it with their clear gloss, also from E.L.F. So I'm going to go in with that. So I'm going to top it with that. Give it more of a shine. Yeah, this is definite lip for Christmas. So that is it with this makeup look. Day 5 of our 7 days of makeup looks. This today is featuring E.L.F. Still have 2 more days. So stay tuned for those. So here is the final look, and hopefully 40 plus club approved. So with that being said, this is Venetia Alexander Marshall. I hope you have a great day. Take care. Bye bye.